Hey, what's up folks, Jam Book Reviews here, and today I'll be reviewing a book from a genre I don't usually read, romance, and that book is Waiting in Vain by Colin. First off, props to whoever designed the cover, it's a great visual introduction. Colin is a quite famous Jamaican novelist who has been described as Bob Marley with a pen for his unique reggae-influenced writing style. He is also known for co-creating the Calabash Literary Festival, which is an annual event held in Jamaica showcasing the talents of writers from the Caribbean and its diaspora. This book was his first novel and it became a bestseller. Like I said, I usually avoid the genre because the books tend to be, kinda corny. But this one stood out because it had that Jamaican flavor to it. But to say it's just a romance novel would be like saying Jane Eyre is just a romance novel. The romance is central to the plot of Waiting in Vain, but the author explored a lot of deeper issues in black culture within the story as well. It's a Jamaican story in the sense that it involves Jamaicans, but it takes place on the island as well as in New York and London, so it has an international feel to it. The story is about an informal artist circle of friends based in New York, with particular focus on a Jamaican man named Fire and a New Yorker named Sylvia. Fire is a novelist and is in New York to see the exhibit of his childhood friend Ian, who is a famous sculptor. Sylvia is a magazine editor dating a rich guy named Louis, who buys Ian's work, which is kind of how Fire gets to know her. So it's the corporate world meeting the artistic, and they have an immediate attraction to each other. The problem, of course, is that she's already taken, and he is also involved with someone, an older woman named Blanche living in Jamaica. But Fire and Sylvia both feel unfulfilled in their respective relationships and their lives. They are both approaching middle age now, so they're getting, jittery. He is his own man and she is her own woman, but they have that deeper need for something more. And we see them really finding themselves and each other as the story progresses. They're not head over heels in love with each other, they're apprehensive at some points, and their decisions have consequences for both of them. The other characters are also very interesting. Fire and his childhood friend Ian are very similar in their circumstances. They are both creatives, both have issues with their parents, and both have woman trouble that spills over and affects other areas of their lives. However, Fire is more laid back and responsible, while Ian is very brash. Ian is the self-destructive type of artist, extremely talented but always getting mixed up in bad things. I think there is an exploration of nature versus nurture through these characters. Two other characters are Phil and Margaret. Phil is Fire's college friend from London, a talented musician trying to make it in America. Margaret, I think, is also a musician, but she is involved with both Phil and Ian, as she is kinda well connected and tries to help them sort out their lives. Their love triangle, though, is very volatile, and this subplot becomes one of the main driving forces of the story. There are many other cool characters in the story that show the diversity of the black diaspora. In Jamaica, New York, and London, locations felt very authentic, though I feel New York and Jamaica were given more attention than London. The novel was published in 1998 and it has a very old school feel to it. You have corded phones, no mention of the internet. One time when they went on a date, Gregory Isaacs was the entertainer for the night, so it has a very 80s, 90s vibe. Writing is very poetic. It's romance, so it has that lovey-dovey aspect, but it is also very explicit. There are very graphic sex scenes throughout the story. There is also use of racial slurs by the characters. It wasn't very jarring to me, but if you are sensitive to that type of thing, be aware. The novel explores a lot of touchy subjects. It's a mature story for a mature audience. I won't spoil the ending, but it was very bittersweet. What I didn't like about the novel is a pet peeve of mine, which I'll call the Bob Marley effect, where anything outside his original work, using his image or related to him, doesn't appeal to me. Obviously, the title of the book is a reference to a Bob Marley song, and also a side character in the story toured with the Wailers, so he's mentioned throughout the story. This will appeal to a lot of people, but it wasn't for me. But yeah, this is a great novel, recommended for mature readers. The closest thing I've seen to it is the movie Love Jones, so if you're a fan of that and want to read something deeper, definitely check this out. Thanks for listening. Until next time.